Apparently, if you try to access it in the US, it says something like it's going to only be available in the UK, but then...
it gives you a picture of the guy from Clockwork Orange.
Which is disconcerting.
Yeah.
But then the UK folks say something like service coming soon. So nobody really has it yet except a small group of testers. Not too many other details on pricing or content partners yet, but obviously they're going after enough.
I was excited about
old ultraviolet.
I was excited about this until Tom mentioned that this guy was also behind Juiced. So this is not...
These things happen.
Yeah. Marcus Notch person tweeted about a legal victory over the maker of Elder Scrolls, ZeniMax. ZeniMax sued in Sweden to stop Minecraft maker Mojang from using scrolls in its ads and promotions. The court denied the request for the temporary injunction, so Mojang can still call its game Scrolls for now.
Yay for Minecraft. If you've got an HP touchpad, you have not been abandoned.
Hey.
Repeat, not been abandoned.
Hey.
HP airlifted. Actually, they just released an over-the-air WebOS upgrade today that tweaks the camera app, improves performance, and delivers general UI improvements. Once again, WebOS proves it's the best dead operating system out there.
Just in time for Halloween.
I rise from the dead.
WebOS.
And every WebOS developer out there is like, it's not dead. They never said they were killing the operating system. They only said they were killing a touchpad. Stop spreading FUD.
Google's tweaking its search engine, so soon if you sign into your Google account, navigating to google.com will bring you to an SSL-enabled version of the site. If you're not signed in, you'll be able to encrypt your searches via HTTPS, www.google.com. The change will happen over the next few weeks. Google's blog post on the matter says the change is all about you, your privacy. Take care. You're number one.
A few days ago, ITU study group on broadcasting service agreed on the specs for ultra-high-definition TV. Trial versions of UHD TV had a resolution of 33 million pixels. Compare that to HD TV's max of 2 million pixels, and UHD TV will make HD look like SD. And don't forget about 3D, because UHD TV will bring glasses-free 3D because of the increase of pixels.
UHD TV.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy for you to say.
Easy. You know me.
Are you down with UHD TV? You know me, get 3D. I think that all of this UHD TV nonsense has made us a little tense, so let's relax with the randomizer. Randomizer. Tense. Stop it. Sorry.
I'm so tense right now.
Well, thankfully, musical group Marconi Union and Liz Cooper, the UK's leading therapeutic sound practitioner, have teamed up to create what they call the world's most relaxing music. If you're driving, we ask that you pull over to the side of the road. This content can cause you to feel weightless. In fact, that's the name. It's called Weightless. And their claims are not subjective, but based on scientific evidence. They feel relaxed with this music. It's only in one ear. I feel relaxed with one side of me right now. The music was found to cause brainwaves and heart rates to synchronize with the rhythm. Okay. Can you hear the rhythm?
Sort of. Just to like stop entirely.
It's like an animal heartbeat in there.
Reduce blood pressure, lower levels of the stress hormone cortisol. In fact, scientists played the song to 40 women, found it to be 11% more effective at helping them relax. And songs by Mozart and Coldplay. God, Coldplay, what are they charging for this? Is that cruel? It's an 8-minute track, and it's so effective at inducing sleep, they actually warn motorists not to listen to it.
$7 million a download.
It seems like hypnotic, almost more than relaxing, and that's why it would be. It's weird because I feel relaxed also, but I also feel like if someone tells me it's the most relaxing song in the world, then I'll just automatically feel a little bit relaxed.
What if Jason played death metal? Do you think that would work?
No, but he's not going to tell me that's relaxing. Tom's dead. We've killed Tom. Great.
That's so good.
Amazing.
It's not going to cut
Well, it works. One heck of a randomizer. Tom's back. He's the undead. He's
Maybe the calendar sign will wake him up.
Did I wake you up?
Guess we're moving on.
Okay, what's your calendar?
You know what?
I mean, obviously Microsoft has done a lot of voice stuff with Windows Phone as well.
That's right.
You know, these guys can catch up. It's more about, you know, how are you thinking about the product and how it integrates with the rest of the OS, and really about, and not just to be about voice commands or about transcription, but really about that natural language, right. You know, trying to understand what it is you're saying. And I think that's really the thing that Apple has done really well.
Yeah, there's the error right at the front, the first word, map.
Yeah,
he said like, hey man, and it came out map.
And then it's, you know, it says Yahoo at the bottom.
Yeah, what's that?
You went like, yeah, or yeah.
Oh man. I had several demo fails.
It was really funny because he like kind of had some like, and it picked up as Yahoo.
Yahoo. You know, it's my favorite thing in the world not to correct typing and dictation errors and just send it, and let the chips fall where they may. If you get an incomprehensible message from me, guys, you'll know why.
So it's not our issue. It's just that TriCaster.
Do I need to do something here?
No, because TriCaster can handle mirroring.
It's TriCaster. So it's just a TriCaster issue. But we'll show you. Say, hey, you can do this. I need to be doing this. I need to watch it.
Right. Yeah. We just don't have capacity.
We lack capacity.
We lack a lot of capacity.
We also lack better. Real racing gets airplane.
I work. Not more.
Not work for more.
Nut.
Not more. Plus, I work gets better, and real racing gets airplane, and economist it gets confusing.
What? Okay, ready?
All right, we're ready. We're ready.
All
We're
right.
ready.
Okay, Jad, you ready? Because we're ready. Coming up, do you know all your iOS tricks? Because we have a few up our sleeve.
Plus, I work gets better, real racing gets airplayed, and the economist goes crazy.
All that.
Yay! I'm so excited. Stewardess from 1968.
Yes, that's what I was going for. Actually, I was going for a mod, like a
It's
Vidal
mod.
Sassoon
It's
type
totally
of a mod
Vidal
thing.
Sassoon. You need to start wearing, like, what is that, peach lipstick or whatever that they used to wear.
Okay, I'll do that.
It's great. And this is my George Lucas costume for Halloween.
It's funny. Somebody said in the chat room before we started the show, Leo looks like George Lucas, and I went like this, like, how could he? Which means that there's a lot of hidden stuff,
There's
right?
pockets and pockets. It's got the personal area network. You can run the wires if you have your iPad and you have the wires coming through there. It's got a little pocket in the pocket. It's got a hidden pocket here. This actually is great for your iPhone. It's awesome right there. And yeah, it's a dress shirt. They make very good dress ones.
Well, it doesn't look the least bit bulky, which is the nice thing about it, because you figure things that have so many pockets aren't actually going to be comfortable or realistic.
They just came out, and Scott sent me a couple. And thank you, Scott.
Wow. So, Leo, we sure missed you last week.
Hey, thank you, MG Siegler, for filling in.
He was great.
It couldn't have been better timing because iOS 5 had just come out, and MG had some time with it.
He had some time with it. He had some time with it for a while because he's part of the developer program, but he also had some time with it was the 4S. And by last Thursday, people that had pre-ordered really hadn't gotten it yet. So it was the first 4S that I could.
Did you upgrade?
So on my iPhone? No, because I got a 4S.
I think I switched for the iPhone 4, and I'm very happy. Now it's still, this is the bad news, drops calls all the time.
But that's because you're on AT&T, not because it's a 4S.
Yes.
You should really move to Verizon. Because
do you have a Verizon?
Yeah, I moved to Verizon when the iPhone came to Verizon because I could not make phone calls in half of my house on AT&T.
Yeah.
And I went to Verizon and I've had no problem since.
Dropped 2 calls today.
That's annoying.
And I thought, oh, I forgot. I moved back to the iPhone. However, I love everything else, and I love Siri, and I have to say, iOS 5, the reason that I was using Android is...
2 weeks ago now, we were saying, what is the limitation unless it's just Apple trying to get you to buy a phone? Apple knows that there are plenty of people who have no other...
So the thing about Newsstand, you can't get rid of it. It is really not an app. It is a folder.
Yes.
So you can move it around, but if you hold it down and it's jiggle, 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 you can't get rid of it. It's permanent on here, just like the other Apple things. And that's really because it's a folder. And many publications now want to live there. So by the way, I think this is why you got a notification in the alert from the New York Times. You haven't yet converted it to Newsstand.
No, it's in Newsstand.
All right. Because what happens is all of those apps that were standalone apps are now in Newsstand. And that does give it the new notification system and so forth.
But here's where that's weird, though, Leo, is that New Economist didn't go into Newsstand.
Well, that was their decision.
Well, you know what they had to do is they weren't using Apple's in-app purchase rules.
They didn't want to do that.
They just bypassed it for a while, and finally in iOS 5, it broke their app.
Right.
So they were forced to create a new app but also to remind people not to get rid of the old app if they wanted to access the back issues. It's really weird.
And I have to admit, I'm not that crazy about the new newsstand app. I do kind of prefer the standalone apps. And as you said, one of the problems is, so the New Yorker automatically converted, and I lost every issue I had downloaded. I had downloaded about 20 issues in the New Yorker. They're all gone, and they're ginormous. So it takes forever for me to download them, and they're all gone. And now I still have my subscriptions. You know, I'm a subscriber and so forth, but there are some negatives to iOS 5, and that's one of them, is you're going to lose back issues.
I love newsstands.
Why?
Because it looks like a newsstand,
and it
acts like a newsstand, and it allows things to download in the background now.
That's good. You're right. It gets new editions automatically.
I love that. One of the most annoying things to me is I've got a limited amount of time. I hope that there's a new issue of Spin. That's a magazine app I read all the time. And then when I see that there is, then I gotta download it.
Right.
And it doesn't take that long if I'm on a fast connection, but it's still very annoying.
Scooter X is saying you can restore purchases. Okay, maybe that's the case. The problem, at least with the New Yorker app, is I am a subscriber, so I'm not buying individual magazines.
Right.
I get them on.
Doesn't it drop here?
Yeah, most of the time.
Try to, and those do not restore. I guess if you paid $4.99 an issue, if you weren't a subscriber and you were actually paying for individual issues, it would, but not if you were a subscriber. So there's the distinction. I'm already a subscriber when you're so I get it for free. When you first open a newsstand app, it will offer you to turn on the notifications. I think that's a nice feature. Some of the newsstand apps have, you know, the UI is not, you know, these are really apps. I think they're the same as the standalone apps, right? But they just live in the newsstand app.
Now here's something interesting. I went into my New Yorker app, which is now in my newsstand, and it says, do you want to restore your previous purchases?
Go ahead, see what happens.
Because I'm like you, I bought a subscription.
Yeah, no, don't show us your password, but see, I did this and it didn't download anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Now they're telling us there is a trick to hiding newsstand in a folder. I'd like to know that trick because
we're going to play it later on in the show. No. It's almost like we're like this. People who watch iPad today, Leo's just the one that's out of the loop.
This is in general a problem with iOS 5. I read Marco Arment's article about it. He wrote Instapaper.
Yeah.
And he said that iOS 5 has changed the way applications store their own data. In the past, there were two ways to do it. You could put it in a cache, or you could put it in a download folder, or I'm sorry, a documents folder that was unique to each app. So Instapaper, when you downloaded Instapaper Reads, would store it in the cache. But Marco says, here's the problem. The cache is not guaranteed to persist. It will be wiped out if the iPad needs more space. Only the Documents folder is guaranteed to persist. Marco doesn't want to use it because the Documents folder is also backed up, and that can make your backup really balloon.
Got it.
So this is something that every app company is going to have to deal with, is how do they want to store private data. iOS 5 has changed that, and so you're going to see things. Now, did you get your New Yorkers?
Well,
you didn't.
What it has remembered is what I've bought, but no, nothing downloaded.
You have to manually download.
I have to manually download.
So that's the point.
So it's from this point forward.
It wiped out all your data, and that's probably because it was stored in the cache.
Exactly.
Yeah, we are getting a little bit of mic hits. I don't know what's going on. It's hiss. Can you check the cabling? We'll pause for a moment. You'll have to edit this, but it's
How do you're hearing it?
I have headphones. It's there it is. It went away. I wonder if it's there. It is. It's Sarah.
It's me.
Yeah. It's just a bad connection.
Oh,
you hate
right.
these. She hates these. It's just giving her another reason to hate these.
It's true. Hate them.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Pause for a moment. I don't like to interrupt, but I think in this case,
no, I'm glad.
You would be mad at me if I didn't. It's a hiss.
I wouldn't be mad, but I'm glad you said something. I didn't do anything, you guys. It's not my fault. It's the mic's fault.
Might be the mic's blown. Do you hear it?